Hey guys, welcome to another episode of LJ's Garage. I am sitting in a 2021 Jeep Grand Cherokee L, and this one is the limited trim. If you're curious about any other trims, I did just recently do a video on the Jeep Grand Cherokee L in the Summit trim, so be sure to check that out if you want to know a little bit more in depth about the cool features, the tech packages, the things like that that you can get. But today we're just going to go over the limited and kind of give you a base idea of what this entails and what's so great about having one of these. So to save a little bit of time, I am going to show you guys some clips from the Summit video and those things that are similar and pretty much not worth refilming. So go ahead and watch these clips now. So let's start off with numbers, as I like to do. So this one, you have the option of a 3.6 liter V6, and that's standard on all the trims, which makes about 293 horsepower and about 260 something foot-pounds of torque. And then if you're really all about that brawn and muscle, you can get the 5.7. And the 5.7 liter V8 is actually pretty solid. So you're getting about 350 horsepower and about 390 foot-pounds of torque. So really impressive if you ask me. And when it comes to towing, if you're curious, on the V6 models, you're going to be towing about 6,200 pounds, whereas on the V8 model, you're going to go up to about 7,200 pounds, which, again, really good numbers if you ask me. So now let's talk about trims. Starting with the Laredo, that's the base model, 4x2 if you want, or you can get four-wheel drive. That's always an option on every single one of these. Then you've got the Altitude, and then after that, you've got the Limited. Feel like that's the best bang for your buck. But I personally own an Overland, so I can't say that the Limited's, I guess, my favorite trim, because I bought an Overland for the Quadra-Lift air ride suspension. I like that. I like that a lot. Anyways, back to what we were saying. So after the Limited, you've got the Overland. Then you've got the Summit. And then you've got the Summit Reserve. And maybe later on in the future, we might see a Trackhawk version of this. We can hope. And then gas mileage, if you're one of those eco-friendly type of folks, which we all are on this channel, you're looking at about 18 city and about 24, 25 highway, somewhere in that ballpark, depending on if you have the four-wheel drive or if you've got two-wheel drive. If you've owned the previous generation of the Grand Cherokee and you're thinking about going up to the L because you need the third row, this is about 7 inches longer than the regular Grand Cherokee. So keep that in mind. You do get that extra 7 inches. And I know some of you are wondering, what does that look like? But I will show you. That sounds odd. I will show you what the extra 7 inches of wheelbase gets you. So we'll do that. The one thing you'll notice with this one is it does have the optional captain chairs, which the captain chairs give you the ability to only seat 7. So that's the one downside. And then different from some of the other trims, you have tri-zone climate control. So 1 zone back here and 2 up front. And all that's controlled back here. You do get heated rear seats. So I love that option here. Charge ports, outlets, standard. And then this seat is set for me. I'm about 5'9", and look at that. Plenty of room for days. You got your cup holders, little pass-through right here. And these, unfortunately, in the Limited, they're not power. But if you throw these seats up, you can see plenty of room back here. And I'll sit here and I'll show you guys. This is the amount of space I've got in the back. USB ports right there. And then on top of that, your vents are actually hidden in these pillars. Power lift gate, as you'd imagine. And then this is how you actually close it. Plenty of space. If you've been in a Durango, you're pretty familiar with this amount of space and layout. And this is what your new key fob looks like. So you've got your remote start, automatically open the rear tailgate, and all that good stuff. First thing you'll notice is that you've got an Alpine sound system. Closing that door, you've got your memory seats, window controls, lighting controls, steering wheel, digital gauges, and then you do get an option of an 8.3-inch screen or the 10-inch, and then these are both your digital screens. Taking a look at your steering wheel, you've got your radar cruise control, and that's pretty straightforward there, and you'll see that this is an equally nice steering wheel, but you do have a little bit different material than you would find in the other trims. Again, the Limited is right above the Laredo and above the Altitude, so it sits smack dab in the lineup. Clicking through the gauges, you'll see you have a couple different configuration options. There's really nothing to deep dive into. Radio. And then let's stop here for a second. You'll see on this one you have the sand and mud, and then you have snow and auto. This is equipped with the Quadra Track 1 system. So you'll see the Limited has a couple things that you do need. So it's got heated seats, heated steering wheel. That stuff is fine and dandy. Then you've got your physical buttons for your climate control, which right now, if you click on comfort, You'll see that you do have dual climate control, heated seats, which you can do that from all here. Then you can go into your sync, set them to have the same temperature if you want. Let's go into phone. This is where you would have your Android Auto. No, I don't want to do that. You'd have your Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You can go into media, same thing. Vehicle settings, there are a couple key things to point out in here. You'll see that you have the third row headrest folding, which is if you are sitting up here, you can go ahead and put the headrest for the third row down. Rear view camera. This one doesn't have all the camera features unless you get the tech package, which allows you to have the 360 camera and all of those good things. Overall, the system works very well. This is straight to the point. There's no extra frills or nothing too fancy in here, but you got a nice ability to open this to the big screen. Everything moves pretty well. And before we get any further, special shout out again to Jeff Wyler Jeep. And if you are in the Springfield, Ohio or Dayton, Ohio area, be sure to stop in and ask for Jordy. You've got your off-road displays, so you can see your pitch and roll, which right now we're at a 2-degree incline. You can do your gauges, which I like that. Your select terrain, look at that, the cool graphics. Settings, and you click on that. If you go to safety and driving assistance, you'll see you got automatic emergency braking, active lane management, park sense, blind spot alerts, which you can customize. You've got your power steering. You can set it in sport or comfort, so that's all really nice. Your hill start assist, and then your tire fill assist, which I explained in another video, but if you're new to that feature, basically if you're putting air in your tire, it'll beep when it's satisfied. You got your option to do different driver profiles. You can do valet mode. There's all different options that are available in this, but overall I do like this Uconnect system and I'm very, very happy with it. So now let's pan over. Again, good materials. The seats are this nice leather. Moving up, you've got your rear view mirror. Then up here, once this decides to work, you've got your power lift gate, door controls, all of that stuff, lighting, home link system, or your garage door opener. And then let's take a look back there. This is what the view looks like. You've got some storage there, storage here, plenty of storage in there, and another little secret compartment right there. Cup holders, glove box. So now let's talk about the outside. We'll start up at the front. You'll notice that you've got those slanted, big, aggressive front that Jeep has redesigned. So this is all new. You realize you've got really nice redesigned headlights, fog lights, and the mean grille. The extra size is not noticeable until you get on the inside, and then you're like, wow, this is a roomy thing. And don't be upset. I know I filmed the Limited and the Summit videos on the same day, and I know that they do offer a little bit of different driving experiences, but at the core, they're the same. You're looking at the same 3.6 liter V6 in these. I'm not driving the 5.7, and it's just the same thing, but just a little bit faster, right? The 8-speed automatic transmission, same thing that anyone that's owned one of these is used to. Jeep's been using this 8-speed automatic for a long time, so really there isn't much to dive into, but I wanted to at least clarify that. So if you're like, oh, you know, the Summit's different, yes, the Summit's different. It has air ride suspension. That's going to be an overall better driving experience for you. It's going to be more comfortable. You're going to absorb a lot of these bumps easier. It's better on the tush. Let's just put it that way, right? Now, speed is not a thing that you should expect from this Grand Cherokee, or really any of them unless it's a track hawk, but they're not slouches. I can tell you that it feels really good. It is a big SUV, and you'll feel that you have a third row back there. Even once you fold them down, you'll notice. Coming from the prior 2-row Jeep Grand Cherokee, that is. I'm liking the ease of the whole infotainment system. That's really a pleasure to deal with. Gauges are easy to use, displays are easy to use. It's real easy to pretty much navigate this whole thing. Key things I want to know with driving this thing, and it's acceleration, healthy. Really just driving this thing like a normal person. It's nice. It's nice. There isn't too much to dive into. I think the V6 is just going to be plenty for most people. If you need that extra oomph and you tow a lot, or you're going to have a full SUV all the time, then you might want to consider the V8. If you're used to the 2-row previous WK2 Grand Cherokee, now moving to this WL platform, it's going to be a little bit different. You know, if you're used to driving a Dodge Durango and you want to make a switch to this, then, I mean, you're going to love it. You're going to love all the nice new tech. and you're gonna love all the interior trim improvements. And overall, this is just a great upgrade. The looks, we won't even talk about that, but that's all I got for you guys on this one. The Grand Cherokee third row extended long base, blah blah blah, however you want to describe it, is a superstar. It's very freaking awesome. But thank you guys so much for checking out yet another episode on LJ's Garage. Be sure to hit that like button, comment button, subscribe button, all of that good stuff, and let me know your thoughts on this. If you got any questions, and like I said, I didn't drive the Summit very far, but I already pretty much knew what it had to offer, and it's fantastic. I've got the Overland and the previous generation, so I know what the air ride's all about, and I love that. So if you're fancy like me and a little bit bougie, then just ball out and get it. Otherwise, standard suspension is just fine.